Hey DIYers, I'm George from Alarm Grid, and today we're going to be going over how to default a Simon XT system. So a couple things. Defaulting a system, the Simon XT, is going to do a couple of things. It's going to go ahead and first of all, it's going to get rid of any user codes that are in the system right now. So right now my user code, my master code, I have it set to 5555. Yeah, so that's 4 5s. So that's my master code on the system right now. When I default it, that code will be deleted. Any system settings that you have configured, whether it's anything in the deep level program that you want to change for the monitoring station or anything like that, that will also be deleted. Any zones, door, windows, seals, smokes, any possible security zone that you have learned to the system, also going to be deleted. It's going to go back to normal, back as if it was brand new, just out of the box, as far as programming goes, right? So just to show you guys real quick that the master code is currently set to 55, I'm going to go ahead and arm it.
Motions, doors and windows on. Motions on.
If I hit disarm,
enter access code.
I'm going to enter my 5555 because that's what I have it set to.
Disarmed.
Now the default one is 1, 2, 3, 4. If I tried 1, 2, 3, 4, it would not work.
Enter access code.
See, it doesn't work.
Disarmed.
So when I defaulted, my 1, 2, 3, 4 will work, and my 5555 will no longer work. Real quick, if you're looking at the video, easiest way to disarm it is while the system is powered down, you hold down these 4 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, as you power it back on. That's going to default the system completely right away. Now to do that, to power down the system, the first thing we need to do is unplug the backup battery, remove the transformer. So to do that, press these 2 tabs at the top down, swings the panel wide open. You'll see the backup battery right here. I'm going to go ahead and remove it completely. So I'm going to pull this tab away, allowing this backup battery to slide right out. I'm going to remove the leads. Epa. Sorry. And we can go ahead and place this off to the side for now. Yep. We can go ahead and leave that. I'll get to this in a second here. So the next, we've unplugged the backup battery. Now we have to unplug the transformer. So they're usually plugged into one of your wall outlets. I have mine plugged behind here, so I'm just going to go ahead over here. Now, you'll see the blue light's on. As soon as I power down, the lights will turn off. So the system's no longer powered on. It doesn't react to any of my button presses whatsoever. There's no power to the system. Now at this point, if you have a cellular communicator right here, this would be the point where you want to unplug it. Yeah, so you're going to remove the cellular communicator if you have one. We need to remove it before we default it. So while the system's powered down, you have backup battery unplugged, transformer unplugged, system's on, or system is off. Remove the cellular communicator. I'm going to go ahead and place it back on its back plate. All right. I didn't plug the backup battery back in because, like I said, you don't need it for this process. Now, you may need 2 people for this, as holding down these 4 buttons with one hand can be a little difficult. I'm going to go ahead and attempt it in this video. So again, you want to make sure you hold down these buttons before you power it back on. So I'm going to hold down 1, 2, 3, 4. One moment. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Power it on. The panel beeped. It is fully powered on now. And now if I arm it, first of all, remember, there's nothing learned. There's no zones into the system because you just defaulted it. So if I go to, it's going to allow me to arm because I don't have anything.
Doors and windows on. Motions on.
But now if I try to use the code that I had before, which was 5555, it will not work. Watch.
Enter access code.
Everything's defaulted, so I need to use the default master code, which is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Enter access code. Disarmed.
The panel is defaulted. It's back to its normal codes. There's no zones learned into it, and you have a brand fresh Simon XT panel. At this point in time, if you do have a cellular communicator, since the panel is defaulted now, all you need to do is power down the system. So just unplug the transformer again, open it up, plug in the cellular communicator. You can also go ahead and plug in the backup battery as well now, and just close the system back up, and you have a defaulted Simon XT system. Alright guys, now just as a side note, if you guys have done all the steps in the video to default your Simon XT and it still did not function, or there's some settings that you still can't access, if your dealer code wasn't defaulted, there's actually a feature that is on the Simon XT. It's called the phone lock feature. Now by default, this phone lock feature comes disabled on the system. However, there are some companies out there that will enable it. Now, there's a list here of what all the certain features that the phone lock will deny you access to. Now, these are very important features because, for instance, if you are using the Simon XT and you're using it on a phone line monitoring, using a plain old telephone service, if the phone lock feature is enabled, and even if you guys do try to default the system, to edit the setting in the system where you can change the phone number that the system dials out to, that phone lock feature needs to be disabled. If it is enabled, you won't be able to get into that setting to switch companies so that the system can dial out to a different central station. So again, make sure you're taking a look at the list. If the default doesn't work, it's quite possible that the phone lock feature is on, and the phone lock feature is only something that can be accessed by having the dealer code. The whole point of this video was to default the panel so you can get your codes. So if the default isn't working, you're not going to have your codes to be able to check the setting, and if you do have your dealer codes, then it's just a setting that can easily be switched by yourself in the programming. Alright, so if you do have your dealer code, then you can easily access this phone line or this phone lock feature by using these top arrow keys right here. You're going to go ahead and hit the down arrow key until you see System Programming. You're going to hit OK. You're going to want to enter in the dealer code. Now, if your codes are defaulted, you're going to want to enter in 4321. Oops, sorry, it backed out. It took too long. Again, System Programming, OK. 4321. OK. Now from here, you're going to go to Security. You're OK. And then you're going to scroll down until you see Phone Lock. Now, obviously, my phone lock is set to off. If yours is set to on, if yours is set to on, make sure that you select and you set it to off. Now, again, that phone lock feature is very important, so you guys can actually go in there and switch the phone number that the system is dialing out to, or some of the other settings which you guys saw on the list previously. Alright, so from here we're just going to back out to the main screen by hitting status all the way out. And we're back at our main disarm screen. If you guys have any other questions, you can always email us at support@alarmcare.com. Make sure that you hit like if you found this video helpful, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and enable notifications. That way whenever we upload new content, you do get notified. Again, my name is George. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.